Family traditions mean everything, especially this year. We warmly invite your family to join us for free photos with Santa at our reimagined Santa's Wonderland. Enjoy a contactless visit thanks to our Magic Santa Shield, along with extra enhancements to keep everyone safe this holiday season. Reserve a free time online and check in on your smart device. Our elves will be wearing face coverings and cleaning all surfaces between each visit, with physical distancing that provides plenty of room. Reservations are limited, so make yours today.
We live in a very strange world, and it looks like the globalists have gotten to Santa. I didn't think he was corruptible, but yet here we are today. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Luke Radowski of WeAreChange.org. A lot of important issues to get into this video, as well as very troubling reports here in the United States regarding Operation Warp Speed. Along with this, we also have very telling events that have been unfolding in Germany, in the United Kingdom, that are very important to look at, as of course politicians are trying to play medical doctors, and they're doing an extremely bad job at that. As of course, they're utter hypocrites that time and time again keep being caught not following their own made-up decrees and rules that they themselves put in place. You know, you would think the individual making their decree, making these new rules, saying everyone must follow them, would follow them themselves? But that's not what they're doing. And that's absolutely ridiculous, as well as the rest of the garbage, rubbish coming from the mainstream media that, of course, is shoved on your timelines and your subscription feeds. As the, quote, trusted sources and journalists from the New York Times today told us that the Great Reset is just a baseless conspiracy theory. Yeah, of course, that's just a baseless theory with no merit at all to discuss. Don't look over here, as Time Magazine is literally promoting the idea. Yes, Time Magazine is literally running front page features about how amazing a Great Reset would be. The World Economic Forum, along with the United Nations, literally is planning out their steps in goal towards receiving a Great Reset, as they openly tweet and talk about it, specifically how endearing and amazing it would be that you won't own anything and absolutely have no privacy. But that's a great thing to the globalist billionaire class that controls everything. New York Times, what Great Reset? Which is absolutely ridiculous, since these are the, quote, trusted names in news that, of course, get promoted, have special partnership deals with YouTube. They are, of course, fully monetized no matter what graphic content they show. They get special bonuses, they get special premiums. If you search anything, they will, of course, always come up first. There has been a massive undermining effort of independent media promoting that kind of mainstream media garbage. And now, to add insult to injury, YouTube just recently announced that they will be placing ads on whatever videos they want to whatever creators they choose, even though those creators will not be in the partner program. So previously, we were in the partner program, we were monetized, we were able to make a nice living off of YouTube. It wasn't huge, but I was able to live. And then YouTube came along and said, oh, you like to call out the mainstream media for lying. That same mainstream media says you're a bad guy, so we're going to take away your monetization. They did. So just as a note, if you see ads on this channel, we did not put them there. It's YouTube with their new change of terms of service. Sorry for the confusion. We still, of course, rely on your support to keep this independent media organization running. One easy way to support us is by checking out our store. We just got a new t-shirt that says no to the Great Reset that the New York Times says doesn't exist. So yeah, I think it's very poetic that now we sell this t-shirt. Get yours by following the link in the description. Also, Brave, which has been one of the key ways that we have been able to survive, is ending its partnership program, which means we have up until November 23rd to sign up for the free internet browser. If you already signed up for this on your desktop, sign up on your phone, since there have been findings that using Brave on your phone actually saves you a lot of time, is a lot quicker, and in some instances also saves you battery life. Why? Well, Brave is actually concentrating on your privacy, doesn't have a lot of back-end programs working like most browsers that data harvest your information for the benefit of the special special interest multinational billionaire class. It's free to use. You earn cryptocurrencies. I own cryptocurrencies if you use it. Download Brave right now on all of your devices. It's more important than ever. Now, if you remember my videos early on during the Conholio sickness, my point of view was always to take responsibility for yourself, to treat every situation, especially if it's an uncertain one, seriously, and to always make sure that as a responsible human being, you give no room for government to intervene. Because when it does, it always makes the situation that much worse, that much more dangerous, and I think that is exemplified from some of the preliminary videos we are getting right now from Germany that haven't been independently verified yet. But we are watching a video allegedly of a doctor in Germany who is a skeptic of the lockdown that literally has his door broken into and is handcuffed after a police raid that allegedly is going after him because he doesn't believe what the government is right, and according to him, what the government is doing is hurting more people. This is the video, and yet again, keep in mind, it hasn't been independently verified yet.
Ja.
Und jetzt?
Mach mal bitte auf. Ja, ich weiß nicht, was los ist.
Das ist doch gerade ein
Ich weiß nicht.
Guck mal, wir haben vorhin über Angst gesprochen.
Moment, hier ist gerade die Polizei, bricht gerade die Tür auf.
Polizei! Ich will die Hände sehen! Auf den Boden, runter beide! Runter auf den Boden! Geh runter! Zwei Personen hier! Am Boden liegen bleiben! Wie sind Ihre Namen? Wie heißen Sie? Wie heißen Sie?
You know, because there's nothing like getting a loaded rifle in your face for questioning the government's narrative. Now, again, this event unfolded yesterday, and it's important to note here we still do not officially know why this raid happened. And if this happened because of some of the preliminary reports saying because of the doctor's criticism of the German government, this of course is extremely troubling, especially since it is rumored that this doctor was under investigation for not complying with Germany's lockdown laws. But as this situation develops, we of course will be following it very closely, since of course it is a very troubling sign. Other troubling signs that are happening in Europe, specifically in the United Kingdom, are the fact that the Metropolitan Police counter-terror chief is now demanding that there is action against anyone who does not want to receive experimental medicine surrounding, of course, the Conholio sickness. Neil Blouse specifically said that there should be, quote, a discussion about whether it is the correct thing for a society to allow people to spread misinformation that could cost other people their lives. Now, having a police terror chief warn about the dangers of free speech, of course stopping short of endorsing any kind of idea or new law, still is troublesome. Now, in the United States, we have to understand the attitude and approach isn't different since, of course, U.S. President Donald Trump has set up the U.S. military to be the ones that are responsible for giving out this experimental Conholio sickness medicine. He has called this Operation Warp Speed. The main military officer in charge of Operation Warp Speed is Army General Gustavo F. Perna, who had some extremely eye-opening things to say about Operation Warp Speed yesterday that should obviously surprise everyone. Here's what he said.
Make sure that that we are ready at this level after working these details for the last 6 months. As I've told the team, two things we must have. One, upon emergency use authorization, all of America must receive vaccine within 24 hours, as I said. I think this is incredibly important. Fair and equitable distribution of the vaccine throughout the country simultaneously. There is no haves and have-nots. It is an equitable distribution, and we are driving hard to make sure that that happens.
Wow. There is no haves and have-nots. All Americans must receive the jab within 24 hours. Very eye-opening words from the Army general, from a military that strives itself on effectively taking orders and carrying them out. And that's exactly what they do. And from the very beginning, I've been kind of ringing the alarm bells here saying, well, why is the military in charge of a medical program? Since, of course, the main task of an army is to fight an enemy. And as we have seen recently demonstrated through investigations, in Australia, they do it sometimes in very immoral, inhuman ways. As, of course, there's new investigations started there about human rights violations and innocent people being killed by soldiers who acted in cruel and evil ways against some innocent civilians. Now, I don't know about you, but we have to understand when we have something first of its kind, like this jab, because this is not like a flu jab, this is not like a jab that has ever existed or a medicine that has ever existed before. This is a first of its kind ever, specifically Canholio sickness category medicine that has never existed before. There has never been a medicine for this specific category of illness, specifically talking about SARS, MERS, and the other branches of it. So this is a first in its time, rushed jab medicine that obviously some people have some legitimate questions and concerns about. Again, politics playing medicine is a very dangerous game. I would rather leave it up to medical professionals rather than, of course, politicians that literally just make up rules that they don't follow themselves. And yesterday, we talked about the very embarrassing moment for the California governor that was caught at a private dinner, not social distancing, not wearing masks, staying indoors, while telling everyone they couldn't have Thanksgiving. And today, we have yet another governor, specifically the governor of Nebraska, who, of course, violated his own Canholio sickness guidelines. And now the poor single mother who took the video of him doing so just lost her job. Yeah, I think the wrong person lost their job in this situation, to be quite honest with you. But yet again, a lot is left up to interpretation, especially with governments, police forces, and military that are treating everyday average citizens like criminals. In Australia, the police department is literally telling people that they can't leave their house even to walk their dogs, which surprisingly some people are excited about, which is absolutely ridiculous. In New York City, it looks like the schools will be once again closed down, as well as many other private businesses that have felt the wrath of the government there that also just doesn't follow many of the policies that they set for themselves. And with more restrictive lockdowns, it is important to note here that there are tens of thousands of medical professionals, doctors, and scientists who have signed an anti-lockdown declaration talking about the science and data behind lockdowns that actually severely damages people's physical and mental state in a way that we have never seen before. And when we look at some of the things that are talked about by some of these medical professionals that are against the lockdown, they're not saying just do whatever you want. They're saying let's take this from a pragmatic, realistic stance. Let's do things that actually do have an effect, like protecting the vulnerable, the elderly, the people who are immune compromised. Let's make precautions and efforts and steps in order to protect those individuals. But other than that, what people should be doing is making sure that their vitamin D levels are correct. They should be exercising. They should be eating right. They should be staying away from stress as much as they can. And they should be doing their best to make sure that they have a good night's sleep. You know, things that actually take care of your health. And those things, to me, are logical. They make sense. But sadly, for some strange reason, logical messages like this have been absolutely blocked by the big tech algorithms. Meanwhile, absolute nonsense is usually promoted by them that don't actually deal with the root cause of individuals staying healthy. Again, still, a lot of unanswerable questions here, like the debate regarding masks, whether they work or they don't work. There's a new Danish study that supposedly says that they don't. There's still a larger question of what in the world happened to China. Why is China absolutely conholio sickness free, doesn't deal with any lockdowns, doesn't have to deal with any slowdowns of their economy, doesn't have to deal with any mask mandates? You would think the state known for a social credit score and technocratic Orwellian Big Brother society would be the one squashing down on their rights of their civilians, but no, there's open meat markets, people are celebrating, doing whatever they want. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is shutting down and acting in strange ways that no one ever thought was possible. I mean, the videos that you're watching right now are as if they just literally came from sci-fi, dystopian fiction movies. And a lot of what's going on here is still very hard to understand and explain, since there are so many inconsistencies with what we're being told and what is actually happening. So yeah, in the meantime, I wouldn't heavily invest in politicians who bark out orders that they themselves don't follow. I think you yourself as an individual have to do your own homework, have to do your own research, and have to make decisions that are right for you as an individual. But most importantly, take care of yourself. You know, sometimes working a little bit harder may not be worth it with the extra amount of stress, with the less amount of sleep, with the less amount of time that you could actually take towards taking care of yourself. So if I can espouse anything throughout this video, is take a chill pill, relax, take a 10-minute meditation video, just watch it, take a deep breath, just stop focusing. Your brain, just like your muscles, sometimes just needs to relax. One of the best ways to do that is, of course, is to meditate. Gosh, I sound like a dirty hippie now. Sorry. Whatever. It works. That's my particular take on it. If you appreciated it, share this video with your friends and family members, your neighbors, your coworkers, your random people, whatever. Just get this video out there. It's more important than ever. Obviously, we have a lot of things going against us, specifically the algorithm, since we're independent media and not the mainstream media fear-mongering a lot of this nonsense out there. So again, it's greatly appreciated that you share these videos, and because you do, I am still here, and this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org.